Turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off.
Greetings. Thanks for joining us again. We are here to recap a show that was love at first bite for us. Sorry, I had to do it. sorry. We are here to recap The Last of
It was
Us.
like weeks after Valentine's Day, and this
Yeah.
was not like this. You could have done that for the Bill and Frank episode.
I would have been an asshole and intentionally aligned this with Valentine's Day, but yeah, we're here to recap episode 7, Left Behind of The Last of Us. Courtney, how's it going?
We're already 7 episodes in.
Right, 7 episodes
That's crazy. I'm good. I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
But good.
Yeah, so before I dive into the episode, I just want to talk about the sequencing of the show, which is very intentional. This episode, I don't want to call it a flashback per se. It's more of a very specific memory, because if we go back to the previous episode, Ellie and Joel have that argument, and Ellie is like, I've lost everybody. I'm not trying to lose you. Then Joel is stabbed, and she's trying to save him in this episode, and we flash back. We use this episode to flash back to the only other person that she's loved and lost. And I think it's very important to kind of introduce Ellie's backstory right at this moment. It makes perfect sense.
And it makes sense because in the game you didn't even get it until after the game. It was a DLC.
Right.
So I think it makes sense. And also, where did Ellie learn how to staple a wound? Because again, the reason why I'm a fun killer here is because I work at a hospital. But maybe they teach you that in federal school. It actually would make sense considering it's the apocalypse. Yeah. So my headcanon is that they teach you first aid stuff in federal school, because I think she was learning to be a soldier.
No, I feel like she was in officer training, which is yeah. So I can I can accept that they teach you how to treat wounds in the field or whatever. So I can live with that.
Yeah. But I was like, dang, she knew how to staple.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad job either.
I mean, it got the job done because, it wasn't looking too good. Like you said, never pulled the knife out, and they pulled the knife out, and it was oozing blood. So she was able to get that closed up.
Under any circumstance, and I'm so serious, because you kind of just it's like you're providing a way for the blood just to not gush out.
Yeah.
So it's just, it doesn't matter. If it's something that's long and you can break it off. Under no circumstance should you, even in the apocalypse.
Yeah, keep that cork in the wine bottle. But yeah, this episode. By the way, I miss, for some weird reason, I miss a little bit of the beginning of the episode when she punches the girl in the face, because my TV
it's did a bullying situation.
Yeah, my TV did a weird thing where it was the video was moving forward, but the audio was hella delayed. Yeah. So I was like, this is an interesting choice, and it was no, it's just
this is an interesting editing choice.
I was like, it's just
It'd be funny if you were criticizing it, I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. I was like, we're introducing new storytelling methods in episode 7. Okay, all right. And then I was like, no, it's just Spectrum. But yeah, I think the bullying, they use that to kind of introduce you to younger Ellie, to kind of make a point. She's kind of the black sheep. She probably feels like she doesn't really fit in. And
that's Ellie very recent too.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, she and she will punch you in your shit if you mess with her. So
and she's also very tiny. So I think it makes sense because her friend Riley is much taller and very strong.
Right.
Which I think it's important to know to what she is now. She's used to people doing the protecting.
Mm-hmm.
But in the modern time, that's not going to be the case anymore. She has to do the protecting. So it's going to be very interesting. And I think, I'm not going to say anything if you play the game. I think this is a fundamental change as we get into the second game as to who she is as a person. But back to what we're just going to get to the flashback, which is, I love the storytelling part. We didn't get in the game as much. We did get a lot of the pieces in the game, but just the nostalgia of it. So basically, they're in Federal Soldier School. She gets her shit rocked, but then she like punches the girl back, and then like the principal, like imagine doing the apocalypse, and you're like in the principal's office. It's like, can you prioritize?
I would be like, nothing matters right now.
And then something to note is, I think the bully talks about, she's like one of the only people that like has never like known her parents. She's an orphan. So like a lot of people are, but she's like never known her parents. So I'm assuming the federal officer school is for people that don't really have families. But there's this bully, and I think it kind of just shows again, she's, you know, an outcast, like you said, a black sheep, and her friend Riley, and they mention her friend Riley because she's like, your friend Riley isn't here to protect you, and she gets a black eye. But 2 a.m. knock knock knock. And Riley gets her shit rocked because Ellie has, again, she's in soldier school, so she had some really good reflexes and kicks her right on off, and basically tells Ellie, it's like, yeah, I'm going to join the Fireflies. And remember, they're in federal school, so Ellie's like, isn't that a terrorist organization? And Riley's like, no. So I think Riley said how she ended up getting to know the Firefly is that she was like on sewer duty, which is awful. And she would just navigate and sneak out, and the Fireflies are like, that's really handy. And apparently it's not that hard to become one.
Yeah, you can just bump into them. Yeah. You just like bump into them like, hey.
So you want to be a Firefly? You're in.
Sure. Oh, that easy? Sure. Okay. Like you would think like Fedra would intentionally like try to infiltrate them more, but like if you could just bump into them and be like, hey, I want to join the party.
Maybe that's why the Boston ones aren't as successful. I don't know.
Probably so, yeah.
But they go to this mall that's supposed to be infested with infected. That's where I would have said no.
Yeah, I would be like, nah.
But anyway, Riley makes her go through, and it's really dark, and then I don't know how she switches it on. And again, something that we've had before that I really love is like her being like moving stairs when she's in the escalator, because like it makes you think it's like they really have no normal life at all. They were born after, but she's like playing on the escalator like you would when you were a child.
And I really like this part because, like, you know, think back when you were a teenager, you like somebody, like you did some pretty stupid things, right? So like, of course, like, you know, you would like, oh, like the old hospital is haunted, let's go there or something like that. Like so of course, like she would follow Riley into this place because she wants to see where things go, like both like location and like, you know, with her.
You guys can't judge because I have been in a haunted hospital. Everyone in Alabama knows the one.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Everyone in Alabama knows the one that is now demolished because so many teenagers kept sneaking in. But I do love that even in the apocalypse, teenagers are still teenagers. They're still rebellious.
Exactly.
And I just think it's a beautiful thing. It's probably the honest to God truth, because you can't ever stop a teenager from being a teenager. But I love stuff that's like they're looking into the Victoria's Secret. Like every other store has been like rated, but the Victoria's Secret hasn't been touched because again, it's priorities. And like they see this lingerie, they're like, "Why would you wear this?" Like I know it's just before, but it's just like that's where like comedy is like perfectly ingrained into the show where it's organic. Again, I've said it before. Marvel needs to take note.
Yeah,
like, it's just so organic.
Because like. Through this apocalypse, like we have like the loss of like, you know, culture and information and like just context. So they don't understand why someone would have worn that in the past. Like they don't even make that connection. Like think about it. Like they don't even make that connection. Like, okay, this is for a specific like occasion. They're like, why the hell would you wear this? It looks uncomfortable. It looks stupid. So yeah, it just shows like how far removed we are from like just regular society.
And again, it's like, but how quickly that changed because it's one of the only stores that's not rated. Because where are you going to get from like 2003 Victoria's? Nothing for the apocalypse.
wait,
okay, like, I'm just saying maybe at Magic City in Atlanta.
Yeah.
The priorities are different. Oh my god, it'll be like the booby trap with zombies.
Yeah, I was gonna say like imagine like one of the cordyceps
Alabama,
run a toy
what
shoe.
The booby trap is, but it's one of a kind.
Yeah, we had a very intimate retelling of the booby trap last week. Just imagine like the cordyceps run a toy shoe in like Victoria's Secret though. That's probably the most terrifying thing.
No, imagine like you change and like you're in lingerie and you're like in lingerie forever.
And then you get bit and now you're just in lingerie forever. That's probably
that's horrifying.
Nah. So
it's like having a heart attack on the toilet. Shout out Elvis Presley.
So as we go through this episode, I like one thing that they do with this episode, like to talk about like how I hate like I guess like horror movies because like you never get any like forewarning that something is there, then all of a sudden something jumps out the closet. Here they show you what's waiting. They Thank God, set that up.
Because I hate that too, because I think it's cheap.
Right. It is.
And cheap. I'm like, you're just going off my reflexes. Like everyone's gonna like jump. And I just want to go on a very quick tangent of like the people that are like, oh, you're a wuss if you jump. I'm like, no, excuse me. I have elite evolutionary survival skills. If you don't jump, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's get that out of the way. Second, yeah, I think it makes it more scary, like in an organic way, because there's that tension.
Exactly.
And it's crazy because it's like that, just like that one stalker. Like that's enough. You don't need a horde. And I like that change from. We'll get to it. The change of the game. It's like it's a whole bunch, but I like it that it's just that one because that's all it takes is the one. And I like so they're having a lot of fun. First, they go to the arcade, which this is another crazy part. Imagine like again, there's no culture anymore. You know about arcade games, but from like reading about them.
All right.
And they play the Mortal Kombat because she's got the Mortal Kombat poster. Fun fact. I know everyone always says this. Michael went to high school and was very good friends with one of the developers' kids in Illinois. And so I have like an original Mortal Kombat t-shirt.
Wait, Boone or Tobias?
Like in the 2000s. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like it was developed in Chicago.
Yeah, Midway. Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't know why I'm just not making.
You know, everyone's like, "Oh, my friend's uncle." I know he actually has a friend's dad that developed Mortal Kombat, the original.
Yeah, I don't know why I never made that connection. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's weird, but anyway, fun fact. Yeah. So, I like that it's Mortal Kombat. It just seems very fun and. There's this organic moment between them, and like you can kind of see as I was like, So a lot of people they're like, "Oh, don't lesbianize us." I have news for you. People are gay.
Yeah.
To quote the great Quincy Brunson, "People be gay."
And I would argue even more so in the apocalypse, where like,
how are you gonna care?
Not saying like your your sexuality is predicated on your options, but the options are fewer. So, like I'm just saying, I feel like even more so in the apocalypse
because you just like that have a human connection.
Exactly.
Because I would argue, just based on this, Ellie's probably a lesbian, but I would say Riley's bisexual because she said she dated a guy at their school. So, anyway, they have this really beautiful moment. And then we flash to the stalker and it just wakes up just based on the noise because it's connected. And I just like stuff like that. I think it's very cool and very creepy that it could just wake up.
Yeah, because because we now have the information like from way back when that the footsteps on the ground and the noise could wake them up. So like as they are having this, having this fun moment that they're not allowed to have usually. Like that moment, like the tension cuts in, and we know something is like waiting around the corner, and so the whole time while this is unfolding, like you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and yeah, that was a nice
And that
touch.
was me the whole time. It's almost like you can't even enjoy the moment in a
Exactly.
good way. In a good
hmm
way, because we already had our cutesy little love story. They're not going to give us that again. Just letting you know, they're not going to give us that again. That was
Oh no.
a small blip of happiness before. So you just have this tension while there's beautiful moments going on. And I think this is probably the first time they've ever interacted with an infected. So the thing is, like, you
Yeah.
don't know
hmm
to be quiet. You don't know to be careful. And it looks empty.
hmm
And
I
I
mean, yeah,
think,
Riley has been sleeping there, so like she thought it was empty.
I guess because it's just her, it's quiet. And also the lights are
hmm
all on now.
Right,
So,
right.
and that impacts it too. But, I think then they go to a costume store, and then it has like the I guess like the glass, I guess there was jewelry or something that was there, and
hmm
then they were dancing, and it's a really beautiful moment, and then they have this like romantic moment, and it's really nice because they realize they share mutual feelings, and then the tension is realized when the stalker just shows up, and
Yeah.
it's a very tense moment. And what's scary to me that I think about is Ellie didn't realize that she was bitten.
hmm
So that's like crazy thing. You may not even realize you got bitten.
Because it all happens so quickly, and yeah, like naturally, like if like for instance, if a dog is running towards you, like you're gonna try to like so obviously that's like
I like
your
the bite. Yeah, I like the bite locations because it makes sense.
yeah. So that would be like your natural reaction if you're trying to like shield something off. So yeah, she doesn't even realize like she has a bite on her forearm.
And she's like, "Yes, we did it. We killed it." And then Riley knows.
Riley's like, yep.
It sucks. And I think how many hours do you have if you've ever bitten? I think it's like 8 to 12 hours.
hmm
Because the longest is the feet. But
hmm
they talk about they're like, do we commit suicide? Which is what I would have done. Or do we just wait it out? And it's a
So
scary thing because it's like the theme is like of this whole series is like, what if it's still you inside of there and you can't control? Which
mhm,
in the game they allude to that being the case, that like you're in the back seat of your own body.
mhm.
Because like they have like this one moment where you walk up on an infected who is sobbing as they like gnaw on their friend, and it's terrifying. That's real horror to me.
Yeah, I want to talk about the decision they make because it's something like even though this is like a terrible situation, it's something like kind of beautiful there. Like because
Mm-hmm.
hypothetically speaking, if Ellie is just walking out and she gets bit by one of the zombies, knowing what we know about Ellie, what would she have done if she were alone? She would have just
Done it.
took her own life. But so Raleigh is like option A. We to quote Ariana DeBose, we do the thing and we just we take care of this and we take care of ourselves. Or option B, we just wait it out. And I think because they want that last final moment with each other, they wait it out. But because they do that, the key to like it possibly ending this, like the world now has a chance because like now in like present day we know like Ellie has like she's immune to this. So if not for that, if not for that one moment, and if not for like that one just like last moment of hope, we probably would have never like had Ellie in the present day or a chance to
Mm-hmm.
like correct this. So
You know what's
that's the
crazy? I think
yeah.
if she knew that she was going to be immune, but not her friend, she would have not. She would have chosen not to carry on.
hmm hmm
So in a way, Riley might save the world.
Yeah, precisely the point I'm making. I think that having that connection, like, so I I think this show is doing Well, the game and the show is doing something very important. Like obviously in a time like this, like human tendency is like going to like make us become like isolated or like want to like just like close ourselves self off, survive, do what we have to do to survive, but showing that we can't make it any further without like human connection or human interaction. And
Hmm.
now
I mean,
what
look
like
at Bill.
right.
Yeah.
Look at Bill, look at Joel now. Yeah. So it's showing like these small connections are making these people like want to move forward because without that you're just going to be stagnant.
Very beautiful, Ryan.
I try,
But you know that we have so much debauchery. We got to sprinkle in a little bit of wholesomeness in
Yeah.
there because
Yeah.
our mothers watch. That's why. But no, yeah, and I think it's a very profound episode for that reason.
Hmm.
Not just like a backstory, and again, I love how love is really at the center
Hmm.
of this story, even though it's about the apocalypse and zombies. Like we keep going back to love in
Hmm.
some form or fashion, and I think that is a really cool thing in the game and in the show. So I think it's a unique way to tell the apocalypse.
Yeah. And when we move to like back to present day and like the moment where like so Ellie is like working on Joel and like they don't even say anything, but she like just kind of like looks at him and that look says like I got you. Like
He's
I'm
looking
like,
at her. He's conscious
yeah.
a little
Hmm.
bit.
Yeah. I'm like the show nailed it. Like this is what elevates it from like just because I think most people, and when I say most people, I mean the few people that do have a problem with the show, I think they were just expecting like a copy and paste. Like, which I mean, the source material is cool,
It
but I
is
think,
very close.
yeah, but what makes it work for TV is like they're able to accomplish moments like this and like make that come across on screen because like that little moment, like it requires like some good writing and two very
And
talented actors,
acting.
yeah,
Yeah.
to pull that off. And we already know, our man Pedro Pascal, like he's a pro with the
He's a
facial
good face
expressions.
actor, which is
Yeah,
so crazy when you think about the Mandalorian.
exactly.
Like he has the face acting down.
Hmm. Yeah. Also, I just want to say, if you're wondering why Bella Ramsey got this role, this is it.
This is why, and that convinced me too. Not that I don't love Bella Ramsey, but I wasn't sold on the fact that it had to be Bella Ramsey.
Hmm. But now I'm like,
Now
it
I
had
don't
to.
know I can imagine anyone else
Mhm.
as Ellie
Uh-huh.
just because it's so perfect. Like her acting is just so good. And I think she really gets Ellie. I think she really gets Ellie on a fundamental level, which is so important as an actor.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that because like we know Bella Ramsey is an adult, but when you're watching Ellie in that
Well,
mall, you see like
19-year
a
old adult. Well, 19?
1920, yeah,
Yeah, one of
well,
those.
adultish, but
Adultish. No offense to the 19 and 20-year-olds out there, but
yeah.
yeah. More grown than Ellie.
Yeah, you people know nothing. You're not adults. But like, yeah,
Babies.
when you're watching Ellie in the mall, you're watching like a teenager with a crush, and like you're seeing Ellie. Like I see Ellie at that moment. So
Raw,
like the
vulnerable Ellie. Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, fantastic job by Bella Ramsey, and and yeah, like it's nothing more I can
See Bella
say. Like
Ramsey being able
just
to like perfectly execute the whole story of Ellie.
mhm. Because now it's to the moment where like, all right, so like we take it back to like the ending of last episode where she's like, like on the horse, like shooting behind her. Like I'm like seeing like video game Ellie now. It's almost like when I see Bella Ramsey, I see Ellie.
Like, so we can just say that she's got a British father. So that'll
Right.
explain the faces. That's my headcanon. Like the dad is like from like southern England.
Hmm. But no, fantastic job. Heartbreaking
Emmys.
episode.
Emmys.
Oh yeah, across the board.
I'm like, I wonder, like, if you're like the producers, like, how do you decide what's your Emmy? Not what are you submitting?
Just everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I feel like you have to get like not even joking. So like Pedro
Even Game of
Pascal for
Thrones, like
me.
you're like, this is the Emmy episode.
Yeah,
But
then
it's
like
definitely,
it's
this is
just
the Emmy
everybody.
episode. No, this is the Emmy episode. Nope, this
Yeah.
is the Emmy episode. And Storm Reed, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect Riley.
Yeah, it's crazy because I went
Her
back and
acting
watched
is amazing.
I went back and watched the DLC cutscenes today. I was like, perfect choice for Riley. And it's crazy that HBO just has like Storm Reed on the bench whenever they need her. Like, hey, Storm Reed, we need you to come off the bench.
But
And
her acting was just so good. I'm just like going so hard for a guest performance.
Right.
This is gonna be hard. I like it. This is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I think this is Bella Ramsey's episode, though. I really do.
It is. Yeah.
Like last episode was Pedro Pascal's episode. Well, that and the first episode.
Yeah, this is definitely Bella Ramsey's episode. Like this is the episode where I was like
the guest actors are all amazing. Like Tandy Newton's daughter. I'm so sorry I forgot. Nico Parker. Yeah. Incredible job as Sarah. Mm-hmm. Of course, we got the Bill and Frank episode. And then now Storm Reed. It's just like the guest actors are going hard. Mm. I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed. Like as we go, I feel like we're far enough in to say this is a really well thought out show.
Yeah, like I had high expectations, but those expectations have been exceeded. And typically, like when I watch something, I'm like, oh, I'm neither over or underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed. But this is like, but this like exceeded my expectations.
Like by far, and I think that's a rare thing to find.
Right.
You're just sitting there impressed because the thing is, like, the game is incredible and they have a great story to work with, but it's not always easy to translate.
Mm-hmm. So. I mean, as we've seen, yeah. Because it's I haven't played, like I never played Uncharted, but like now a lot of like Uncharted fans are mad because it's like why couldn't Uncharted get this treatment?
And like the only good ones were typically like it's not really a video game adaptation, like they're both based off of a book. Like The Witcher, which is now kind of mid, but like the first one, it's not good because the game is good because it's based off the book. Mm-hmm. But this is like very good.
Yeah, I would say the best like video game adaptation isn't even canon because it's only associated to the franchise by name. Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're actually right. And it doesn't even count.
Yeah, it doesn't even count because like the I forgot his name. The guy who he was just like, yeah, I just want to write this like side off like this one-off story, but it's not like really Final Fantasy. But yeah, like that was like really cool. But it's not.
I trust them. I trust them to end it where it's gonna end. Like the pacing works. Mm-hmm. The pacing works perfectly. My concerns with season 2 now, but we'll get into that at this.
Yeah, so before we cut out, because this is where like pretty much my knowledge of the game stopped. So if you watch the preview, so what can we expect in the next episode?
I don't want to spoil it, but it's kind of crazy.
Just broad strokes, like.
Can I just say it in one word?
Yeah.
Cannibals, and not the zombie kind.
Wish you would,
but the Donner Potty kind. Mm-hmm. That's all I'll say. This world is fucked up. Did I say too much?
I don't know. Because is that Domhnall Gleeson? I think so. And if so, he has like that face that you just don't trust.
He has that face. You're like, yeah, he definitely eats human flesh.
Yeah.
But that's all I'll say.
Why did I ask you that? Like, you don't have to say anything else. You can't say
There's no
that
way,
and then
because there's no
say that's all
way
I
for
can
me to
say.
describe it other than that one word. But you don't know how, what, or why.
People arrive. I do know how.
But it doesn't. Things don't go down like the way you think they do.
Okay. All right.
Weird obsessions with child.
Oh my God. Okay. Thanks for listening to our
And not in
recap
the good snack way.
of the. Oh my God. Actually, I'm gonna I meant to do this like last episode, but I'm gonna put you on blast because I was scrolling like on Twitter.
Did I spoil you?
No. This is something else. So I was scrolling on Twitter, and someone posted a picture of like I forget the actress's name, but Gabriel Luna and the actress that plays Tommy and his wife, and then somebody was like, I think the tweet was like, I know it's the apocalypse, but I need to see the tape, and I was like. And you retweeted that, and I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, because I was like,
I stand by that.
Of
but
course.
Here's the thing: the actor retweeted it.
Okay, well, you know what? All right. Okay.
No, he posted like the raised eyebrow emoji. It must be a nice time to be an actor because you will end up getting a fan cam.
Yeah.
And they get them out with speed because, like, within half an hour, they're already like Ellie and Riley fan cams that were very good.
That is insane. Yeah. I don't know how they do that so quickly, but
it's just quick. But the thing is, the actor promoted it.
Yeah.
That's actually how I found it to retweet it. Is the actor.
Oh.
Shout
out to Gabriel Luna. But yeah, I think we will stop here. Thanks for watching.
So you thought that was going to work in your favor?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time.
It's not even my worst tweet.